Welcome back. This is Anesco Academy. We are still treating, um, we are still dealing with air and air pollution. Okay, in the previous video, I've explained the components of air, of dry air. Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about the property of air and also consider most of those components one after the other. What are the general property of air? Number one is that air occupies space. And how do we prove that? If all the empty space are occupied by air. For instance, after taking a bottle of Pepsi, maybe plastic, if you drop this Pepsi with with the mouth covered in a burning fire, what are you going to experience? You are going to see that the plastic will expand and then burst at certain point. What has happened? As the air inside the plastic gets heated up, they expand, forcing the plastic container to what also expand. A time will come when the expansion of the air is faster than that of the what container. A time will come when the plastic may not be able to expand again, but the air continues to expand, and that is what will lead to what bursting. That's to show that air actually occupy what space. Any place where there is no air, we call it what vacuum space. All right. All empty containers have air in it. Air, except when it is polluted, doesn't have what any specific odor, and we don't even test it. We don't know the test of it. All right. We don't even know what is doesn't have a particular what color. Most times we don't see it, but we can what feel it. How do we feel it? You make something to move, maybe leaf of a plant or other things. It's wind can shake things. Although we have gentle wind and we have what? We have wide wind. Those ones can lead to natural disaster, something like tornado and other ones. But breeze, that is the gentle one. All right. So those are the properties of what? Properties of air. We say that it doesn't have color, taste. It's the individual components of it still retain their properties. We also mention that air occupy what space and air exert what pressure. All right. So let's look at the oxygen in the air. I've told you that air has two parts, active and inactive parts. The active part is the part that supports combustion, and it is made up of mainly what oxygen. Not only that, oxygen is also responsible for corrosion of metals. For instance, it makes some metal rust in presence of oxygen and water, like iron. All right. Okay. Now, but the presence of oxygen in the air, there are certain substances that can remove oxygen from the air. For instance, if anything burns in air, the component of the air that is affected is what? Oxygen. That is it. Because oxygen is what um, the part that is responsible for what combustion of substance. Now, things like heated copper powder, heated copper powder will remove what oxygen in the air to form copper oxide, which could be copper one or copper two, depending. Okay, even phosphorus will also remove what? Will also remove oxygen from the atmosphere. But the most common one used for it is alkaline pyrogallo. This is the major component, a solution that absorbs oxygen from the what atmosphere. Most question will, like if you are to sit for exam, this is the one they normally ask. They say air is meant to pass through a container containing a solution of alkaline pyrogalol. What component of air is removed? The answer is what? Oxygen. The question can also be when air passes through an alkaline pyrogalol, the volume or the mass increased. The increment in mass is due to what? Is due to what? Absorption of what? Oxygen, because it absorbs oxygen. All right. That's the only natural process that returns back oxygen to the air is what? Photosynthesis. The natural process that returns oxygen to the atmosphere is what? Photosynthesis. Most other activities like respiration, um, combustion, decomposition, all of them takes out oxygen from what? The atmosphere. But in the laboratory, the ones we use to remove oxygen is usually heated copper or phosphorus or alkaline water, pyroglycerol. For those of you that will write exams, this is where the question will come from. Air passes through a solution containing this. What part is removed? The answer is what? Oxygen. All right. Oxygen is required by all living things for survival. Most organisms carry out aerobic respiration. That is, the respiration occur in the presence of what? Oxygen. Like human being, without oxygen, most of the cells will begin to die. Before you know, the organism will entirely will what? Die. Okay, so oxygen is needed by all living things. The next component is, aside from oxygen, the next component is nitrogen. This is the major component of the air. This one contributes about 78% of the total volume of what? Of the air. Okay? It is a diluent. Why? Because it slows down the rate of combustion and also slows down corrosion of metals. Okay? It's not soluble not very soluble in water, although it's still contained in the water. We'll have more of it in the air than in the water. Okay, so nitrogen is like the solvent of other constituents of the air. Why? Because it is large in volume compared to what other ones. In the next video, we continue with what carbon dioxide and other components of the air. Thank you. Please, if you find this video helpful, do well to share. God bless you.